He is ridiculously cute. He literally mirrors me. Everyone keeps insisting he resembles Riley. Wait, Riley resembles me? Speaking of Riley, her dad's girlfriend suddenly showed up at the studio the other day. I kept asking Black, why wouldn't you contact Riley? Maybe he catches the vibe between you two. He engineered it. I haven't seen her in years. I haven't spoken to him in almost 2 years. Something like that. He asked, did you bring a check? Because, obviously, he owes nearly $50,000. Now, which would he prefer? A lien on his house or a seized driver's license? If I were in C's shoes, I'd force an LLC. Guys, what just erupted inside Kandi Burruss's house surpasses anything this family has faced. And trust me, this time, no one leaves unscathed. Cameras were rolling. The tension was suffocating. Then it happened, a moment so explosive, humiliating, unimaginable that even the crew froze. Today, Momma Joyce didn't just cross a line, she incinerated it. Behind closed doors, without warning or mercy, she took Ace and Blay and secretly ordered a DNA test. When results returned, they didn't just shake the family, they obliterated it. The moment Momma Joyce opened that envelope, her eyes turned icy, like she had unearthed the ultimate weapon. Then she uttered the line that annihilated the room. These kids' father isn't who Kandi claims. Silence, shock, heartbreak, fury. Kandi didn't just get angry, she erupted. Her voice cracked, hands trembled, face blazed with humiliation as she screamed, "You ruined my children's lives. You ruined me." But the dagger? Riley, the daughter who always defended her, stepped back and whispered, "Mom, maybe you're the one hiding the truth." Kandi shattered utterly. Chaos erupted, tears, screaming, accusations. The world now asks, is Kandi guilty? Did Momma Joyce reveal the truth? Whose children are Ace and Blay really? This isn't drama. This is war. And it's just the start. Brace yourself, because what unfolded didn't just spark chaos. It transformed a family into a battlefield, a mother into a suspect, and a grandmother into the deadliest whistleblower this family ever saw. When the truth broke open, it wasn't quiet. It wasn't gentle. It was raw, violent, and deafening enough to shake Kandi Burruss's world. It all began when Momma Joyce entered, clutching the DNA results like a loaded weapon. No hesitation, no guilt, no fear. She moved with deadly certainty. The crew felt it. The walls felt it. Even Kandi felt it before a word was spoken. The paper rustled like a warning. Kandi's eyes narrowed. The room thickened. Before anyone could stop her, Momma Joyce slammed the envelope on the table. Silence carved sharply across the room. The sound echoed like a gavel striking wood. A calm living room became a courtroom. Kandi stood stunned, breathless, shaking. Momma Joyce posed like a prosecutor, ready to reveal the truth the world needed. Riley froze near the hallway, confused, scared, torn. Tension climbed visibly up her throat. Then Momma Joyce spoke. Not gently, not softly, but with brutal precision slicing the air like a knife. "I did what needed to be done," she declared, her voice sharpening tension further. "I ordered a DNA test for Ace and Blay. Results are in." The crew stopped moving. Even breathing felt dangerous. Kandi's body went cold, heart pounding, eyes wide. For a moment, speech escaped her. Hands trembled, lips parted, nothing came out. She had zero control. Momma Joyce's fingers gripped the paper tighter. The room shrank. The world blurred. Everything collapsed into one moment. Then the words landed like a bomb. "These kids' father isn't who you told everyone." Shock barely covers what hit next. A gasp, a whispered curse. A cameraman lowered his lens, unprepared. Kandi broke instantly. Her voice cracked as she screamed, "How could you? How could you do this behind my back? How dare you put my children through this?" Her words weren't mere reaction. They were a desperate cry, witnessing her life crumble. But Joyce didn't flinch. "You left me no choice," she fired back. "You weren't listening. You refused the obvious. If Todd had concerns, why didn't you act? Why protect everyone except the truth?" The accusation struck Kandi like a slap. Knees weak. She grabbed the table's edge, but humiliation sank deep, ripping her apart. "You humiliated me. You humiliated my family. You turned my children into evidence for paranoia. You destroyed everything." But Momma Joyce didn't pause. "Kandi," she said, now sharper, colder, heavier, "I'm not hiding anything. You are. That's why these results matter." Riley's breath hitched. Her world, built on believing her mother never lied, began cracking. She stepped forward cautiously. "Mom," she whispered, "if there's nothing to hide, Why does this feel so wrong? Why did Todd even ask for a test? Why act like there's something you're not saying? That single fragile question stabbed Kandi deeper than anything Joyce had said. Tears streamed. Her voice pleaded, Riley, don't do this. Not you. Please. I'm your mother. You know me. Riley couldn't meet her eyes. Betrayal cut both ways. Momma Joyce, seeing Kandi crumble, didn't soften. She doubled down. You made this mess yourself, she declared. You trapped yourself in lies thinking you could outrun them, but the truth catches up. Silence ripped hope out of the room. Kandi wiped her face, then glared at her mother with rage and heartbreak. You think you saved this family? She asked, voice cracking under devastation. You destroyed it. Joyce didn't blink, didn't apologize, didn't flinch. Instead, she delivered the final blow. No, I exposed what needed exposing, and the world will see it. Kandi let out a breathless sob. Shoulders collapsed. She looked like the ground was ripped from beneath her. The worst part? Not the accusation. It was Riley's judgmental gaze, glancing between mother and results, searching for a truth she never doubted before. The cameraman zoomed in, capturing every tear, shock, and destruction. This was no ordinary family drama. It was a public unraveling, a scandal primed to explode online, drag reputations through mud, and destroy relationships. Once Momma Joyce implied guilt, damage became irreversible. Kandi staggered to the door, breathing hard, emotions spiraling. She didn't know whether to scream, collapse, or run. Every step radiated pain, every breath heartbreak. Even shattered, she turned back and whispered, you had no right. It didn't matter. Done is done. Momma Joyce had lit a match. Flames devoured everything. This family faced unprecedented chaos. Now the questions flooded out. Who's the real father? Why did Todd push for a test? Why did Momma Joyce suspect Kandi? Why did Riley doubt her own mother? This wasn't rumor. This wasn't speculation. It was war erupting live. Kandi froze, trembling, trying to hold herself together as the room sat frozen under a truth she never wanted. Tension strangled every remaining shred of hope, each breath heavier than the last. Every second stretched like a blade. The world Kandi had built with pride, certainty, and sacrifice now dangled by a thread. A thread Momma Joyce had gleefully cut. And just as chaos ripped through her life, Todd appeared in the doorway. His face wasn't shocked. It wasn't confused. It was something darker, cold, exhausted acceptance, like he'd known more than he ever admitted. Kandi's stomach sank deeper. His eyes flicked from the envelope, to Momma Joyce, to the children's rooms down the hall. Silence surrounded him, heavy and accusing, like he had arrived to witness fallout he quietly condoned. Kandi's breath caught. She whispered, barely audible, did you know? Her voice floated like a plea, a broken woman begging for a sliver of loyalty amid betrayal. Todd stayed silent. That pause screamed louder than confession. Riley covered her mouth, tears spilling again. Realizing both adults she trusted might be hiding something tore straight through her heart. She backed up, hands trembling, trapped in a nightmare she couldn't escape. Kandi stared at Todd, hoping for denial. But he didn't move. He didn't speak. He didn't protect her. Momma Joyce folded her arms, satisfaction radiating. Waiting for this. Waiting for the truth to corner Kandi with no escape. Even he won't defend you, she said, slicing low and sharp, because he knows the blow landed harder than any scream. Kandi's voice cracked. Knows what? That you went behind my back? Violated my trust? Humiliated my children? Turned my life into a circus. Momma Joyce didn't flinch. Knows something's been off for years. Everyone felt it, except you. Todd exhaled through clenched teeth, his expression bitter, frustrated, almost resentful. It wasn't about hurting you, he said quietly. It was about ending the whispers. Kandi's eyes widened. Whispers? About me? About him? Why, kids? Todd's silence confirmed it all. Pain cracked the room again. Riley stepped forward, voice trembling. Mom, did you ever feel unsure, even for a second? Her words faltered, hesitant, accusatory. Kandi couldn't believe it, her own daughter interrogating her. I never doubted my children, she said, raw, shaking. Not once. I raised them. I loved them, protected them. And to think the people I trusted believe I'm hiding something, it kills me. But the damage spread faster than her words could stop. Momma Joyce stepped forward slowly, like a relentless prosecutor. If you're so sure, she said, then why does this hurt so badly? Kandi froze. Betrayal carved deep lines across her face. You ruined my life, she whispered hollowly. You're ruining your own. Momma Joyce snapped. Lies catch up. Kandi's anger erupted, raw and unfiltered. "These aren't lies," she screamed. "These are my children. You dragged them into something they never asked for, brought shame into our home, treated my babies like suspects in your obsession to prove me wrong." Her voice broke, sobbing. "And you?" She pointed at Todd, hands trembling. "You let this happen?" Todd finally spoke, calm in a way that made everything worse. "I needed answers too." Riley gasped, voice small. "Dad." Kandi felt the air leave her lungs. "Answers? To what?" Todd looked away, truth heavy on his shoulders. "You changed," he said quietly. "You got distant, stopped trusting me, shut me out. And every time I asked about the kids, you got defensive." Kandi shook violently. "You thought I was lying about my children? About their father?" Todd ran a hand over his face. "I didn't want to think it, but when someone pushes you away, what do you expect?" "You questioned me," Kandi growled, trembling. "Planted poison in my mother's head." Momma Joyce cut in. "He didn't plant anything. I saw the signs long before he said a word." A fresh wave of pain hit Kandi. "Signs? What signs?" Joyce's voice was sharp. "Distance. Secrets. Things you stopped sharing. A mother knows when her daughter hides something." Kandi's tears streamed uncontrollably. "You don't know me," she sobbed. "You know your version. The version that fits your suspicion, not me." The tension vibrated through the room like an earthquake. Todd's voice, heavy, broke again. "I never wanted it to get this far, but it did." Kandi snapped. "Because none of you trusted me enough to talk to me first." Riley, wiping tears, whispered, "Mom, we just wanted the truth." Kandi looked at her daughter, devastated. "You already had it," she whispered. "You just didn't believe it." Then everything shifted. Momma Joyce pulled another envelope from her purse. Frozen. Kandi's pulse stopped. Todd stiffened. "What is that?" Kandi demanded, trembling. Momma Joyce held it like a weapon. "A second report," she said. "Something you need to see. Something that proves this family deserves honesty." Gasps erupted. Another test. Another secret. Another bombshell. Kandi's face said it all. Whatever was inside would destroy what she wasn't ready to lose. The envelope hovered like a death sentence, freezing the house. Kandi's hands shook. Every instinct screamed to stop, ignore, run. But something deeper, morbid curiosity or the need for closure, kept her rooted. She tore the seal. The air froze. Results catastrophic. Her world collapsed, deeper than before. DNA confirmed truths she had only feared. The father she claimed, the life built around a facade, no longer matched reality. Ace and Blay belonged to a man she never fully acknowledged. Fire burned hotter than ever, leaving her speechless, exposed, helpless. Momma Joyce's gaze remained icy, predatory. "This is the truth you avoided," she said, words deliberate, sharp. Kandi, scream, cry, deny, it won't change reality. "You've hidden too long." Todd stepped forward, face a mix of guilt and quiet relief. "We tried to make you see reason," he said softly. Riley looked from mother to results, confusion and pain etched on her young face. "Mom, is this real?" Her fortress of a mother now crumbled. Kandi fell to her knees, envelope slipping. Walls seemed to close in. Cries echoed, rage, heartbreak. "No, no, this can't be happening." Momma Joyce advanced, voice calm, lethal. "You protected a lie. Pride over honesty. Now the truth is out. This is what deception breeds." Chaos exploded. Kandi sobbed. Riley questioned. Todd silent. Momma Joyce relentless. Anger surged again. Kandi slammed fists, shaking the room. "How could you betray me, my children, my life? Turn it into evidence." Riley whispered, timid but piercing, "Mom, maybe it's bigger than us. Maybe it's what's right for Ace and Blay." Todd added weight. "They deserve the truth, Kandi. You owe them that." Kandi's gaze darted between mother and daughter, realization slicing her alone, stripped, judged. Momma Joyce pressed, relentless. "You can't undo this. Every secret, every choice led here. The world sees what deception does." Camera crew captured every trembling hand, cracked voice, silent sob. Legacy unraveling live. Kandi's voice hoarse, raw. "I gave everything. Sacrificed. Loved. Protected. Still, not enough." Riley, crying, reached for her mother. But the fracture was too deep. Control, power, collapsed into pain, humiliation, exposure. Momma Joyce's final words, almost gentle, carried lethal truth. "Every lie has consequences, Kandi. Every secret demands reckoning. Ace and Blay deserve the truth more than comfort." Silence returned, suffocating, oppressive. Kandi looked around, daughter, husband, mother, and realized the walls that once shielded her were now a cage. "You all are wrong," she whispered. "Exposing me doesn't fix anything. Destroying me, my family, doesn't make it better." Riley faltered. "Mom, maybe it's not destroying. Maybe surviving together." Kandi shook violently. "Together? After betrayal, secrets, lies? No, only devastation." Ace and Blay were moved for safety, yet their revelation hung like a storm cloud. Todd looked at Kandi. "We can't change it. But surviving it? Rebuilding? Not lies. Truth. That's all that matters now." Candy's eyes brimmed with tears, rage, betrayal, humiliation, heartbreak crashing all at once. The weight in that room was unbearable. Momma Joyce stood silently, unyielding, a predator satisfied with her strike, fully aware the wreckage she unleashed could consume everyone, including herself. Cameras rolled, capturing every cracked word, every shivering breath, every tearful glance. This wasn't just family drama anymore. This was a public unraveling, a viral tragedy ready to devour everyone involved. Candy's cries echoed through the halls. Riley's heartbreak whispered down corridors. Todd's silent condemnation struck like judgment, while Momma Joyce's relentless certainty hung over them all, a grim reminder that truth, no matter how devastating, always comes at a price. And the story didn't end there. The fallout would hit social media, ignite public attention, and make sure the chaos behind those walls would never be forgotten. Some scandals aren't made up, they're lived, felt, and captured for the world to see. For Kandi, Buruz, Ace, Blay, and Riley, the reckoning had only just begun. The room was chaos incarnate, shattered trust, broken hearts, emotional wreckage that doesn't heal quietly. The world was watching. The internet buzzed. Questions, accusations, and viral outrage surged uncontrollably. Secrets were exposed. Truth was public. And the family was forever changed. The fallout was unstoppable. What happened inside that house was no longer a secret. It was a headline, a scandal, a story that would haunt every corner of social media. Candy's once controlled world lay in ruins. Ace and Blay's future hung in uncertainty, innocence trapped in a storm they never asked for. Riley, torn between love and truth, faced a reality no child should endure. This wasn't just family drama. This was reckoning, confronting the consequences of lies, betrayal, and hidden secrets. DNA results had revealed what whispers only hinted at. Now, the world watched. Every tear, every scream, every accusation was documented, and the digital audience would replay this tragedy again and again. Momma Joyce emerged as the undeniable force of truth, but in exposing one secret, she ignited a fire that could consume everyone. Candy's pain, heartbreak, humiliation raw, real, irreversible. Every choice, every withheld detail, every confrontation led to this apex of chaos. And the questions wouldn't stop. Who would Ace and Blake call father? How would this family survive public scrutiny? Could Riley ever trust again? Every viewer knew the stakes. Every comment, every share, every debate fueled the drama. This story doesn't fade quietly. It doesn't resolve behind closed doors. It explodes across feeds curiosity, fuels outrage, and leaves no room to ignore the devastation. Watch closely. This saga is far from over. Lies, revelations, heartbreak, they're only escalating. And when the world pieces it together, the fallout will be unforgettable, shocking, and emotionally relentless. This isn't gossip. This is a viral storm. No one escapes untouched.